For 2 years now, the Stony Brook West Golf Course has been closed. Rita Neves
Every day I pick up things.
may be the closest thing the course has to a member,
The things that is not from the nature I always pick up.
taking care of holes from tee to green.
For me, every day I come around, every day I walk, and every day I clean. And I wish I can see a very beautiful place here.
Most of the birdies have also stayed, but it's golfers that may be soon coming back in March.
Looks very dead right now.
Lamar Fisher is the president of Fisher Auction Company. On March 12th, his company will auction off the property.
The auction's very quick. It starts at 11 a.m. and ends at 1 p.m. on the 12th.
Whoever wins the auction for the Stony Brook West Golf Course understands they're purchasing 3 elements that make up the golf course: the 18 holes and the driving range of the course, a clubhouse with a dining room, kitchen, and pro shop, and the cart barn.
I'm very excited to see a lot of people playing and having fun, and the place beautiful again.
A starter on hole 1 could also mean the start of property values increasing again.
And the only hesitation from buyers lately has been the question of this golf course. What's going to happen with it? And if we can eliminate that question, demand, prices, everything's going to go up.
Stony Brook West residents have seen the property hit the market twice in recent years. Now, they just want it sold
I really care about someone taking care.
to the right owner once and for all. In Winter Garden, Asher Wildman, Spectrum News 13.
Out of tragedy comes calls for change, justice, and equality. Those calls echoing from the streets of Minneapolis following George Floyd's death a year ago. Those echoes resonating throughout the entire country. Even here in Central Florida. In time, demonstrations have stopped. One former police officer now convicted in Floyd's death, and law enforcement agencies in some states have put in place changes poised to bring about a better tomorrow. Comes now the question, where do we go from here? People in the community giving us their take.
Especially with the George Floyd situation, we just need to maintain that momentum by sticking together, coming together as a community, realizing that our time is precious and that we should really allocate it, spending it with people that matters and fighting for causes that matter.
I think we need legislation on a federal level. I mean, I feel like we have, every state is has their own view on it. I know like in the South, things are a little like there's some more resistance, at least how it is to us, it seems that way. So I feel like it really takes our nation's leaders really coming together and being on the same page about it.
The events and the way we've dealt with them have really put us at odds with each other, at least it seems that way. And I think we need to start coming together.
It opened up the disparity.
Together to understand a bigger picture, a picture coming into clear focus following George Floyd's death.
The whole world is now beginning to see what's always been going on. What is done in the dark will come to the light.
Father Charles Myers is rector at the historic Episcopal Church of St. John the Baptist in Orlando, a church deeply rooted in the civil rights fight in Central Florida. Father Charles, who leads a majority African-American congregation, says while some changes have been made over the last year, more needs to be done, starting with unifying community activists.
We may disagree on certain things. We may not see eye to eye, but we need to come to the table face to face to talk about how we can come together as a movement and not just a moment.
Father Myers, often in the trenches inspiring change throughout Central Florida communities, says having conversations with law enforcement is also key, and if done successfully, could give way to the change many want to see throughout the country.
Just community engagement with law enforcement in order to build a relationship. That you're not policing a community, you're working with a community. And I think that's where we need to come together.
Coming together to help draft and create laws. Father Charles says this would improve policing. State Senator Randolph Bracey already spearheading that effort.
Why is this bill so important right now?
Well, you're seeing police brutality, and I think that there needs to be a message sent that people need to be protected.
Bracy helped navigate House Bill 751 through the Senate. The bill would limit officers' use of chokeholds, change officer training, and require them to use alternatives to use of force, and instruct officers to intervene in another officer's excessive use of force. While Bracy believes this is a good start,
yeah, I think it's great already.
Florida State Representative Anthony Sabatini says focus should be on law and order. He believes the answer was in the so-called anti-riot bill, HB 1.
I don't think that people should be shutting down I-4 or creating lawless riots and destroying property.
But many activists worry the bill's language will deter people from protesting when they believe change is needed. Showing a divide that still exists and work that still needs to be done to truly find unity.
I'm talking about having real dialogue where we open up and say, well, this is how I was raised, and this is how this happened, and this is how that happened, and to come in and to share with one another.
Sharing learned experiences from the past with hopes of making the future a bit brighter.
A picture says it all.
On June 24th of 2021, Martin Langesfeld lost a sister.
She was the light to any room she walked into. Her smile made everyone smile.
Pablo Langesfeld lost a daughter.
This is a never-ending nightmare. I don't think it will ever stop to be a horror movie.
Nikki Langesfeld was 26 and living at the time in Unit 804. She and her newlywed husband, Louis Adolvanik, both lost their lives on June 24th. Gone but not forgotten, a mission this father and son are now working on for Nikki, Louis, and 96 others.
When I come to these commission meetings, my main goal is to make the world and the community not forget what happened on June 24th.
Over the past year, Martin in particular has been a regular at Surfside Commission meetings.
So these are the measurements.
He also meets frequently with the new mayor to discuss the memorial he would like to see on 88th and Collins, where his sister lost her life. When you walk the half-a-mile town, it's impossible to miss the glaring, eerie, empty spot where the Champlain Tower South once stood. Rather than being just a traffic stop with names on a fence, the Langesfelds want to see more.
It needs to be a memorial. It's not a question as to how it will be. It needs to be a memorial.
It's not just in Surfside the Langesfelds are looking to for help. Aside from calling legislatures daily,
no answer.
He has been able to connect with Monica Eichen.
We need to honor those lives that died a horrific death in that site.
The founder of September's Mission, a nationally recognized nonprofit organization that was devoted to building a 9/11 memorial. Martin gathers as much input, ideas, and suggestions from Eichen after she wanted to memorialize the site she lost her husband at in the South Tower.
This is where we find solace, comfort, reflection, honor, and peace. So in the heart of the lower Manhattan, which they said would be impossible to achieve, we achieved it. We have a world-class memorial museum today.
It took 10 years for the 9/11 memorial to be built and opened. Martin is determined to see a memorial in Surfside, no matter how long it may take.
This is my life now, and until that happens, I'm not going to stop.